Okay, this is the next exercise is really simple. We have a locked background and we're doing some shapes in color. The process is exactly the same. We're doing direct selection followed by the pen, and we're working on always closing our shapes. Always. This is what every Illustrator document is like. It's like if you are, just really great out of making images out of cut up construction paper. That's a great way to think about Illustrator. So now in this document, I want to see that you build shapes using curved points, right? And let me show you, let's do unsuccessful versus successful. So let's start with unsuccessful. Once again, maybe from this mindset of like force or physical activity, you think that, bigger is better, that more clicking, more energy are better. In this case, it's the exact opposite, and it couldn't be worse, right? So if you're kind of like gaming this, you click and pull, and you're like, oh, I want to go here, 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 and you're totally confused, and you've made this thing that you really can't control. These are telltale shapes that you see on everybody's work that's bad on Illustrator, and it's a good indication that that Illustrator is just not for you. You have to go slowly, and you have to be moderate, and you have to be able to close your shape. So when you see, so even this, so see these are curved handles and they're crossed. That's a good indication that you're bad at Illustrator. These are, see the two cross curved handles. That pretty much means you're bad at Illustrator because those curve handles are so forceful that you can't control them, right? So there's one up there. Okay. All right. So this is kind of the impulse that you need to control. I think there's a lot of a sense, especially in art and expressiveness, that more is better, and more force has a better result. But it's just not the case. The curve handle should never be this long, and they should never touch each other, and they should never cross each other, right? And each curve should only have one handle. So okay, so let's look at the right thing to do. You can start by just kind of making an amoeba. So see, I'm clicking and pulling. The curve handle sort of points to where the line is going to go, right? So every curve, if you think of a curve as the little top, every curve should just have those handles sticking out sort of horizontally in relation to the top, and they should be small, right? And you pull in the direction that your line is going. All right, so I'm just making a little butterfly shape, and I'm always just kind of going around the same direction. My handles are always really small, and and I have to pull when I close. See that? So that's a little confusing because I closed, I did not let go of the mouse, and I pulled, and then the opposite handle comes out. Cool. So any of these little metamorphic shapes, and it really helps to control them if you think about what they are. Maybe this is a heart, right? Click and pull just a little. Click and pull just a little bit. Click and pull just a little. Go down, click and pull just a little. Click and pull just a little. And I'm always pulling in the direction that I'm heading, right? Click and pull just a little. Circle, click and pull just a little. If you looked at how a circle is made in Illustrator, it always has 4 points. So the reason it has 4 points is because the handles won't be too long. A blobby circle, right? It's fine. So now, okay, so just fill this page. I'm not going to do it along with you, but just be creative, and I'm going to make a bean. That's a really good one, right? And this kind of doesn't feel creative, but it's kind of like just playing scales, because when you skip this in particular, and you think you can move on without doing this, then Illustrator's just not for you. because this is all of Illustrator. It's curved shapes that are closed, right? Like that that is how Illustrator works. So once you get a bunch of these ones, and they don't have to specifically be anything. You can make a leaf shape, whatever. I would say, the more the better. If you've never done Illustrator before, I would say try for like 50 on a page. Um, cool. Make sure they're all curved, and there should be no straight points. Do a ton of them, and remember, just to enter that mindset. You absolutely cannot have Illustrator open in two windows. You absolutely have to focus, and you have to give yourself this little speech. So let's do something really long, like a snake. All right. So I'm starting there, and I'm making just this really long wavy line. Just trying to control it. The less you do, the more control you have. Right. So the if you feel like excited and like thrilled when you're doing this, you will see. Okay, so see, I accidentally made a mistake. Now, what happened? I clicked my mouse twice because I was distracted. So I have a curve point with one side attached to another point. So you can see it's really dangerous, but I know to just do Command Z. Okay, right? So you can see you cannot multitask. You cannot be doing anything but this because you have to be able to control it. And so I'm just thinking that I'm making an earthworm or something like that. And if I go slow and I'm talking to myself and I'm saying click and pull, click and pull, click and pull, click and pull, my handles are always small, click and pull. Remember, you can always go back and change them later. Um, then then that's it. That is the that is the basis of it. This is the basic skill in Illustrator, being able to draw a curve shape. That's basically it. So fill this whole page. Do as many as possible. If you do, if you do this assignment twice, it'll only prepare you for being good at Illustrator and enjoying it, and making everything easier. Um, and remember, this is just abstract, but if for some reason you don't like something, you can easily go back and change it, right? By holding Command. And I never ever, if I'm in a phase of drawing, I never ever change tools. I use direct selection and then the pen, and that is the only thing I use. In Photoshop, you can kind of be in toolbar willy nilly and change brushes, etc. But you basically don't ever want anything to interfere with drawing. So because it's so hard to get control of the pen for everyone. So I put my shapes away. I'll put my gradients away. Just focus and just be like, the only thing I'm going to do right now is draw. That is the best way to do it, and that's the way that you'll learn it. Um, yeah. So okay, so that's it. Those are curve shapes. So one